Have you ever paused to think that being too nice might actually be hurting your relationships? Today, we're diving deep into what's known as the nice guy dilemma. These men often believe they're exactly what every woman dreams of, the perfect partner. But here's the real question. Is being nice really enough to stand out? Or could it be doing more harm than good? Surprisingly, many nice guys lose out to the very men they criticize, the so-called jerks. In this video, we'll explore a powerful idea from ancient Stoicism that might just transform how you connect with women. Stoicism, a timeless philosophy built on wisdom, courage, justice, and self-control, urges us to rethink what it means to be a good man. It challenges the idea that simply being agreeable is the right path. We'll look at how always being accommodating can actually weaken real emotional bonds and diminish respect. But by applying Stoic principles, you can shift your mindset. Your actions will no longer just aim to please, they'll reflect wisdom, strength, and authenticity. This shift not only improves how others see you, but more importantly, it aligns you with your deeper values. The result: healthier relationships and a more meaningful life. So, if you've ever felt invisible despite always being kind, or if you're simply curious about how Stoicism can sharpen your social confidence, this video is for you. Tap the like button if you're gaining insight already. Subscribe for more wisdom-focused content, and share this with a friend who needs to hear it. Let's get started. Number 1. Being nice isn't enough. Many men fall into the trap of thinking their kindness should automatically lead to romantic success. It sounds fair, but this belief often leads to frustration and disappointment. Stoicism teaches us that we should do the right thing without expecting anything in return. Respect and manners are important, but they don't automatically ignite romantic interest. Yes, being kind is admirable, but on its own, it usually doesn't create romantic chemistry. When your entire approach is just to be the nice guy, you may be undermining yourself. Women may genuinely enjoy the company of kind men, but they often see them as friends, not romantic partners. Niceness alone doesn't spark attraction or create that vital emotional tension. More importantly, when kindness comes with hidden expectations, like hoping it'll lead to romance, it can actually be seen as manipulative or inner. From a Stoic perspective, your actions should reflect inner strength and integrity, not a hidden agenda. If you're being nice just to win someone over, it's worth asking, is your kindness real or just a tactic? True Stoicism means being kind because it's who you are, not because you want something in return. That's the kind of man who earns respect. Marcus Aurelius, one of the great Stoic thinkers, emphasized the importance of doing good for its own sake, not for praise or reward. Apply that to your relationships. Be kind, respectful, and generous, with no strings attached. Many nice guys end up feeling ignored or friend-zoned because they expect their kindness to be repaid. But reality doesn't work that way. Rather than focusing all your energy on being nice, aim to grow in other areas too, like confidence, assertiveness, and having a clear purpose in life. These traits enhance your character and naturally make you more attractive. Let's take a simple example. Say you're into someone and you're always doing thoughtful things for her, bringing her coffee, helping her with tasks, being there when she needs support. She may appreciate all of it, but if you never express how you feel or show any romantic intent, she might never think of you as anything more than a friend. On the flip side, if you blend your kindness with self-assurance and honesty about your feelings, you create a real chance for deeper connection. So here's the takeaway. Kindness is a great starting point, but it's not enough by itself, especially if it's laced with expectations. Let go of the idea that being nice should guarantee you anything. Instead, live by the Stoic principle of doing the right thing for its own sake. Work on becoming a complete man, confident, grounded, and virtuous. That's when your kindness becomes powerful. That's when it leads to real, lasting, and meaningful relationships. Number 2. Don't hide who you are. Many nice guys tend to hold back their real personality around women, and that's a major misstep. This goes against everything Stoic philosophy stands for. Stoicism teaches you to live in alignment with your true nature, not a watered-down version of yourself. Think about how you are with your closest friends. You're relaxed, funny, confident, and open. You share your thoughts without hesitation, and enjoy being in the moment. That version of you, that's your most authentic self, and it's naturally attractive. But when a woman enters the picture, many guys suddenly switch it up. They tone themselves down, afraid to appear too bold, too forward, or too self-interested. They strive to be the perfect gentleman, overly cautious and overly agreeable. But this change usually backfires. Most women can quickly pick up when someone isn't being real. They can sense when a man is hiding behind a mask, and they lose interest fast. People are drawn to authenticity. A person who's open, engaging, and comfortable in their own skin naturally stands out. Women are no different. They want someone who can laugh, speak their mind, and be themselves without fear. Think back to your last hangout with friends. The conversation flowed effortlessly. You weren't worried about saying the right thing. Now contrast that with a moment when you were on a date, trying to avoid saying the wrong thing or hiding your real opinions just to be liked. One was fun and real, the other, exhausting and fake. Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius reminds us not to become something we're not, just for gain. He said, "Never consider anything a benefit if it costs you your integrity." This applies to dating as much as it does to life in general. When you hide who you are, you're not only being dishonest with others, you're betraying yourself. So instead of trying to fit an image of what you think she wants, just be you. If she doesn't appreciate your real self, then it simply wasn't the right match. But more often than not, you'll make a real impression when you stop holding yourself back. Let your real personality come through. Stand firm in your values. That level of authenticity is not only more attractive, it's also more fulfilling and sustainable. Over to men. Number 3. Don't just wait around hoping for a chance. Do you constantly wait for her to notice you? Are you always letting her call the shots, hoping she'll make the first move? This is a common trap that many nice guys fall into, investing time, energy, and emotions into someone, only to sit back and wait for something to happen. Here's the truth: waiting rarely works. Most women are drawn to men who take initiative and lead with confidence. If you're interested in someone, you need to show it clearly and directly. Sitting on the sidelines, hoping she magically realizes how great you are, is a passive approach that often leads nowhere. Confidence is magnetic, and showing that you're willing to act demonstrates strength and decisiveness. Picture this: you've had your eye on someone for weeks. You constantly think about her, find reasons to be around her, and silently hope she'll make the first move. But by doing that, you're handing all the power over to her and placing your happiness in someone else's control. This isn't just about dating, it's about taking control of your own life. Stoicism teaches us to take responsibility for our actions and not depend on external outcomes. You won't move forward in relationships or life by standing still and waiting for permission. Be proactive. Take a step forward. Even if the outcome isn't what you hoped, you'll know you had the courage to try. That in itself is a win. Fear of rejection is natural, but letting it stop you leads to regret. Taking initiative shows you're willing to risk discomfort for something you care about, and every time you do, you're building resilience, confidence, and character, the very traits that Stoic philosophy values. Imagine you're at a party and see someone you're drawn to. Don't wait around hoping she'll come over. Go up to her. Introduce yourself. Start a conversation. This isn't about being aggressive, it's about being intentional. Stoicism reminds us: focus on what you can control, your actions, your mindset, your decisions. You can't control how others respond, but you can choose to act with courage. Whether in love, work, or personal growth, every time you step up, you reinforce your sense of agency. You shrink the fear that comes with uncertainty. Even if things don't work out the way you hoped, you gain experience and inner strength. Being a nice guy doesn't mean being passive. It means being kind and respectful, but also bold enough to lead when it matters. So stop waiting for chances to appear. Start creating them. Show your interest, make a move, and live with the courage Stoicism teaches: to act with intention, to lead with strength, and to stay true to yourself. Number 4, don't rush into feelings too fast. Do you find yourself getting emotionally attached to every attractive woman you meet? This is a common mistake, especially for nice guys, and it often leads to disappointment and heartache. Nice guys tend to dive in too deep, too quickly. They meet someone who looks amazing, get swept up in the excitement, and start imagining a future together before they've even taken time to truly understand who she is. But the reality is, most women won't be the right fit for you. In fact, the vast majority won't align with your personality or values, and that's perfectly normal. Still, many men focus mainly on physical appearance early on, and that clouds their judgment. This happens even more when someone's desperate for a relationship. That desperation causes you to overlook red flags, ignore incompatibilities, and idealize someone just because of how they look. But here's the thing. Women aren't impressed by men who fall for them at the drop of a hat. They've seen it before. It's not special. What captures attention is restraint. A man who doesn't instantly lose himself over her beauty. A man who doesn't flood her with flattery or bend over backward to impress. A man who takes his time and lets her come to him. So take a breath. Just because someone's beautiful doesn't mean she's right for you. Learn to tell the difference between real compatibility and surface-level attraction. That's how real connections begin. Let's bring in some wisdom from Stoic philosophy here. The Stoics emphasize self-control and warn against being led by our initial impulses. When you're instantly drawn to someone, it's easy to get carried away. But a Stoic would say, pause, reflect, and respond with clarity. Ask yourself, are you drawn to her personality, her character, her values, or are you just reacting to how she looks? For instance, let's say you meet a stunning woman at a party. Instead of immediately trying to win her over with compliments and favors, approach her with curiosity. Have a meaningful conversation. Get to know her mind before getting lost in your emotions. This sets you apart. It shows you're not like every other guy who gets infatuated instantly. It tells her that you see her as a person, not just someone to chase. And it also gives you the time to see if she actually fits into your life, your goals, your values, your growth. By slowing down and exercising emotional discipline, you make better choices. You form deeper, more authentic relationships, and you protect yourself from unnecessary pain. Because real attraction goes way beyond looks. It's about shared purpose, mutual respect, and someone who adds meaning to your journey. So the next time you feel yourself being pulled in by someone's appearance, channel your inner Stoic. Step back, think clearly, then decide if she's truly someone worth pursuing. Number 5. Don't try to become a checklist. Ever asked a woman what she looks for in a partner? She might say things like, someone supportive, a great listener, or emotionally available. And many nice guys hear this and think, okay, I'll just be that guy. They try to fit themselves into that perfect mold always. They're always agreeable, always trying to meet expectations. But here's the catch. Women don't always verbalize the full picture of what they're attracted to. While they do value kindness and emotional support, what often sparks real attraction is something less predictable: excitement, challenge, chemistry. So while you're busy checking off every good guy box, you might be completely missing the spark that actually draws her in. Initial attraction isn't created by perfection. It's built through energy, curiosity, tension, laughter, and confidence. Picture this: a guy who listens carefully, remembers every word she says, is always available. That sounds nice, sure, but does it excite her? Not necessarily. Not necessarily. Women want more than just comfort. They want someone who ignites something deeper, someone who makes them feel. That includes mystery, passion, and the confidence to lead. From a Stoic perspective, trying to shape yourself into what someone else wants is a form of self-deception. The Stoics taught us to live according to our true nature, not to fake traits to gain approval. So instead of trying to fit a pre-written list, show her the full range of who you are. If you're thoughtful, let it show. If you're passionate about something, share it. If you have a sense of humor, use it. And if you disagree with something, speak up with honesty and respect. Being your authentic self doesn't mean being rude or indifferent. It means being real. That's what creates attraction that lasts. Instead of just listening and nodding along, contribute meaningfully to the conversation. Let her see you have your own mind. Make her feel your presence, not just your politeness. Laugh, tease, be playful. Show your depth, not just your good manners. When you do this, you radiate the kind of confidence that stands out, the kind that doesn't come from trying to be perfect, but from being grounded in who you truly are. Women appreciate a man who doesn't just agree with everything but who brings challenge, fun, and authenticity into the dynamic. That's what creates connection and attraction at the same time. So don't reduce yourself to a set of traits you think she wants. Instead, focus on being your best, most honest self, and let the right people be drawn to you for the real you. A Stoic man doesn't perform for approval. He lives with self and integrity. And if you've stayed with me this far, type "stop being nice" in the comments. That small action tells me you're serious about personal growth. and committed to becoming the strongest version of yourself. Now, let's keep moving forward. Asterisk number 6. Don't flash your wallet. Many men assume that flaunting wealth makes them more desirable. And while financial security can be attractive, throwing money around won't win you real affection. Think about your luxury car. It might turn heads, but most women care less about what you drive and more about who steps out of it. A flashy car doesn't magically turn someone into a confident, appealing partner. Stoic wisdom teaches us that real confidence and value come from within, not from what you own. Marcus Aurelius once said, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." In other words, your mindset and behavior say far more about you than your bank balance ever could. Imagine 2 dating scenarios. In one, you pull up in a high-end vehicle, wearing designer labels and an expensive watch, but your conversation revolves only around your possessions and accomplishments. In the other, you arrive in a simple car, dressed neatly but modestly. You engage with sincerity, listen attentively, and show real interest in your date's thoughts and feelings. Which of these leaves a lasting impression? Trying to impress with money can actually backfire. People quickly recognize when you're trying to buy their interest, and it often feels shallow or disingenuous. True connections are built on character, not cash. Instead of depending on your bank account, focus on cultivating your inner strengths and kindness, resilience. These traits are what make someone truly attractive and form the foundation for meaningful relationships. So, ditch the labels and stop bragging about your assets. Adopt the Stoic belief that your true worth isn't measured by what you own, but by who you are. When you prioritize personal growth over material displays, you won't just attract better relationships, you'll also experience deeper satisfaction and peace within yourself. Number 7. Stop waiting for applause. Do you ever find yourself telling people you're a nice guy? That's a common mistake. Many men want others, especially women, to notice and praise them for being different from the so-called bad guys. But constantly pointing out your own kindness often undermines it. Truly kind men don't announce their goodness. They don't chase approval or expect rewards for decent behavior. So if your kindness isn't acknowledged, don't take it personally. Be kind because it aligns with your values, not because you expect something in return. The Stoics believed in doing good purely for its own sake, not for recognition. Epictetus, one of the great Stoic minds, taught that we should concentrate on our actions and mindset, rather than the reactions of others. Think about this. You spend an entire weekend helping a friend move, lifting heavy boxes, organizing everything. But what if they never thank you? If your help was driven by a desire for praise, you'll end up frustrated and disappointed. But if you did it simply because it felt right, the lack of gratitude won't shake your inner peace. The same principle applies to dating. If you treat a woman well in hopes that she see you as better than the rest and reward you with affection, you're setting yourself up for heartache. Real kindness comes from inner strength, not from a hunger for validation. Marcus Aurelius, another Stoic philosopher, reminded himself to act virtuously without waiting for anything in return. He once wrote, "Do not act as if you were going to live 10,000 years. Death hangs over you. While you live, while it is in your power, be good. Life is short. Spend it doing what's right, not seeking recognition." So how do you apply this daily? Start by examining your intentions. Are you being helpful because you genuinely want to be, or because you hope it earns you something? Practice doing good without announcing it. Let your actions speak on your behalf. For example, if you're on a date, don't mentally tally up all the times you paid or did something thoughtful. Don't expect anything in return. Be fully present and enjoy the experience for what it is. Over time, this mindset not only aligns with Stoic values, but also builds true confidence and lasting self. Stoicism is about cultivating character and living in harmony with what truly matters. When you let go of the need for external applause, you unlock a powerful kind of peace, the kind that comes from living with integrity and being driven by values instead of validation. Asterisk number 8. Don't do too many favors. Do you always say yes whenever a girl asks for something? Are you quick to jump in and help even when it disrupts your own schedule? This is a trap many nice guys fall into. They seek approval and attention, hoping their helpfulness will win affection. But in reality, this tactic usually backfires. Constantly doing favors doesn't make you more attractive. It often makes you look needy and easy to overlook. Stoicism emphasizes the power of self-respect and clear boundaries. A man grounded in Stoic values understands that his value doesn't depend on how many tasks he does for others. Real admiration is earned through character, discipline, and inner strength. Confident men don't rely on favors to be liked. They know their time is important and set firm boundaries around it. Consider this. You have a friend named Alex. Anytime his girlfriend Sarah asks for something, he drops everything to help, whether it's errands, fixing things, or even canceling his own plans. In the beginning, Sarah appreciates it, but as time passes, she begins to take his generosity for granted. Instead of seeing Alex as strong and confident, she sees him as always saying yes. Now think of another friend, John. He's also kind, but he respects his time. When Sarah asks for something, John weighs his current commitments. If he can help, he does. If not, he declines respectfully and suggests another time. Sarah ends up respecting John more, not because he always says yes, but because he values himself and isn't afraid to say no. Ironically, saying no can strengthen a relationship. When you value your time and set boundaries, people are more likely to value you. It shows self-worth and a refusal to be taken for granted. If you don't treat your time and energy as important, why should anyone else? Stoicism reminds us, your first responsibility is to yourself. That's not selfish, it's self-respect. By honoring your own boundaries, you grow in confidence and inner strength. This improves not just how you feel about yourself, but how others view you. So next time you're tempted to say yes just to please someone, pause. Ask yourself if this truly serves you. That one moment of self-respect can lead to better relationships and a stronger you. Number 9. Don't avoid relationship games. Nice guys often shy away from the idea of playing games in relationships. They believe being honest and straightforward should be enough. They avoid subtle tests or playful interactions, thinking they're fake or manipulative. But the truth is, these social dynamics, often labeled as games, play a crucial role in creating attraction and emotional connection. Both men and women engage in these interactions. They build romantic tension, chemistry, and depth. From a Stoic point of view, yes, honesty and integrity matter. But navigating relationships also calls for understanding the subtle flow of human behavior. In the early stages of dating, there's always a bit of back. Each person is trying to gauge the other's interest without revealing too much too fast. It's a natural process. What some see as games are really ways to explore compatibility and mutual interest. Take the example of a man named John. He meets a woman, Emma. John believes in being completely open, so he immediately tells Emma how he feels, what he wants, and lays everything on the table. But Emma enjoys the slow build of getting to know someone. She likes mystery, subtlety, and the emotional tension that comes with it. Because John reveals too much too soon, the excitement fades. The intrigue disappears. Stoicism teaches balance. Yes, stay true to your values, but don't ignore the natural rhythms of human connection. If you completely bypass the playful back and forth of dating, you risk coming off as flat or uninteresting. It's not about lying or manipulating, it's about respecting how attraction works. Engage in a little playful teasing. Let the relationship unfold at its own pace. Keep some mystery. These nuances don't take away from your integrity, they deepen your ability to bond. It would be easier if relationships were straightforward from the start, but often, a little mystery and tension are what make them exciting. So lean into the dance, embrace the push and pull. This mindset won't just help you connect more deeply, it'll make the journey of love more meaningful. Number 10. The problem with excuses. Why don't women seem interested in you? Nice guys often come up with a long list of reasons. I'm too short. I'm too skinny. I'm not attractive enough. But these are just misleading beliefs. Men of every shape, size, and appearance find love. Blaming your looks is simply a convenient excuse or way to avoid taking ownership of your dating life. The truth is, your ability to attract women is far more connected to how you see yourself and the confidence you carry than any physical trait. Stoicism teaches us to place our energy where it matters, on what we can control, and to accept what we can't. You don't have much power over your height or genetics, but what you can control is your mindset, your confidence, and how you show up in the world. That's where real attraction begins. Think of the man who doesn't meet society's beauty standards but radiates confidence. He walks into a room with presence. He speaks with sincerity. He doesn't let his insecurities lead the way. That kind of self-assurance draws people in. It's magnetic. So stop hiding behind your appearance. Start working on your confidence. That means facing your fears head-on, challenging the negative thoughts in your mind, and consistently stepping outside your comfort zone. Take care of yourself. Build your passions. Become someone you're proud of. When you focus on personal growth, you naturally become more appealing, not because you've changed on the outside, but because of the strength and belief you project from within. Stoicism reminds us that true power lies in developing our inner virtues. When you build your confidence and improve how you view yourself, you not only become more attractive to women, you become stronger, wiser, and more grounded as a man. So ditch the excuses. Accept who you are right now. Put your energy into what you can improve. That's how you transform and how you start attracting the kind of relationships you truly want. Let's pause for a moment to reflect on everything we've uncovered about the nice guy trap in relationships. Our journey through Stoic wisdom has shown us that traits like inner strength, clarity, and self-respect are far more powerful than surface-level niceness. Stoicism doesn't reject kindness, it simply teaches us to act with virtue without expecting anything in return. It encourages us to be real, to lead with integrity, and to let go of the need for approval. People aren't drawn to those who try too hard to be liked. They're drawn to those who are unapologetically authentic. That's the kind of energy that earns respect and creates real connection. If this video spoke to you, if you saw yourself in these lessons, make sure to like and leave a comment below. Share your thoughts or tell us your own experiences. And don't forget to check out the videos on your screen right now for more insights on applying Stoic philosophy to your everyday life. Your support means everything. It helps us keep bringing you meaningful content that inspires growth, confidence, and deeper relationships. Thank you for being here, and don't forget to subscribe for more.